What is going on, guys? Welcome back to whoever you're watching this or listening to this. If it's the podcast app, check out my YouTube. If it's the YouTube, check out my podcast app. Click subscribe. So I just want to give you this brief little intro to what this is and what you can expect for the next 10 to 15 minutes. So this is going to be what's going to be coming to you on the off weeks of DDS, meaning the off weeks of interviews. This is going to be called Talk It Out. It's going to be actionable stuff that is going to be from my perspective, as well as some guests here and there on topics that come to my head throughout my life and that advice or experiences that I want to bring to you. And today we're talking about bringing your best foot forward. And so just something I wanted to say in the intro just to get it out, because I'm sure some people will say in the comment section that I am suggesting to just be nice for strategic motives or selfish motives. And that's not the case. Obviously, kindness is the best policy. I was simply saying that for anybody who finds it difficult to be nice or difficult to be nice to certain people. So be nice to everybody. Enjoy the first of its kind. Talk It Out. Subscribe. Give it a like. Rate the podcast 5 stars. Enjoy. Do it! Just do it! Hello, guys, and welcome to the first ever episode of Talk It Out. This is going to be a series within the Do Dope Shit podcast series. So if you're watching us on YouTube, you're welcome, because you get to see our pretty faces. But if you're watching or you're listening to it through the podcast app, it's also available on YouTube. So whatever your preferred form of consumption is, we got you covered. So what we're going to try to do with this series is try to bring you something more concrete, to the point advice on a specific topic. So the podcasts are great because you get to learn people's experiences, but here we're going to give you to-the-point advice about something specific. So it'll either be a solo rant or a group discussion, or like today's, we got a little duo going on here with Sunny Nakra, who was actually the guest on my first episode. And what are we talking about today, Sunny?
So today we're going to be talking about putting your best foot forward when it comes to business, when it comes to personal, and all the different aspects that encompasses your life. How you always want to put the best foot forward, make the best impression, and see... You never know who you meet, right? So we'll get a little bit into that, and I hope you guys are interested in some great content.
Absolutely. So our Instagram handles are below, so be sure to follow us there. And if you haven't clicked subscribe yet, let me ask you the most obvious question is why? Click it right now, and let's get into the content. All right, so you have benefited from this in your life already, from bringing your best foot forward in every situation. So let's talk about universally why that's so important.
Okay. So as a whole, I mean, you want to make the best impression on people. So whether it's in your day-to-day life, your business life, whatever it might be, you never know who you're going to meet. First off, we started off as really great friends.
Yeah.
And from there, entrepreneur, look at that connection, look at what we're doing, right? It's all about meeting different people. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, and so the principle that we're referring to in the actual example that he's talking about, personal to us, is that we just met in a group project in university. So that just goes to show you that there are opportunities to meet like-minded individuals that could eventually lead to an entrepreneurial endeavor, a job, anything, right? Through bringing your best foot forward. So we were in that group project together, and we both came in extremely positive, extremely ready to work. And that rubbed off on each other very quickly, and we felt each other's vibes. And then from there, we started a company together. It's stuff like that that just goes to show you that you really need to bring your best foot forward. So in more of like a professional setting, let's talk about how you channeled that, because you worked in a retail store, but you still brought that same sort of professional integrity to each and every person to that while working there. So touch on that and see how, and talk about how that's benefited you now and how it likely will in the future.
Absolutely. So again, like you said, I've worked retail. It was a commission-based environment, so obviously it can be very competitive at times, right? But when you're looking at that, the other thing to consider is whether it's internally or externally, whether it's with customers or within your company, it's how you really take care of your customers, the customer service, the expertise, etc., or how you treat those within your actual industry, right? Everything's so important. When it's internally, you don't know the opportunities and the growth and the doors that people can open for you. But now when we take a look at with customers, you never know who's walking in your doors.
Never.
And that's the cool part, right? So
you've made multiple relationships from people who have come into the store, haven't you, for your own personal business?
Absolutely. Whether it's DJs, whether it's photographers, freelancers, different entrepreneurs, the different connections you make are insane. It's absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah. So obviously it goes without saying that you should 100% bring your best foot forward and be polite to everyone. But even if you are an asshole and you look at things totally selfishly, think about it like this. I don't care who you are, who you're speaking to. Everybody has something to offer you. Even if it's a mistake that they made, which they may bring to you, that you don't have to repeat. So even if you think that they're worthless, and I'm not saying anybody's worthless, but even if you're you're a huge ass. Let's go, okay? Even if you're a huge ass, look at it like that, okay? Everybody has something to offer. Everybody has points of value. And if you don't put your best foot forward and actually indulge yourself in that experience with that person at that moment, you're not going to take out what you could.
No, absolutely. Like I said, there's something to learn from everybody too.
100%.
Right? A lot of us take that for granted and think, oh, you know what, we're the best, whatever.
Yeah.
But even the person that you just met next to you, or someone who's coming right out of high school, kids these days are so smart. Whether it's kids, whether it's it doesn't matter. You're gonna learn from every single person out there, and it's all about being mindful and open about every person you talk to, enjoying those conversations.
100%. And also a big thing is, because that's not the norm, treating people this way, is that when you do, it stays in people's minds.
Absolutely.
So they think about you time and time again. And people, so say you're in sales, people buy from people they like. So if they like you and you provide them that opportunity to like you by being friendly, welcoming, accommodating, that's only going to help you. And also, once you open yourself open to one network, and this is probably a topic for another day, but we'll just touch on it briefly, is once you get access to that network, you then get access to the trickle-down effect of everybody else's network. And once they know what you do, they're now a huge asset because you're present in mind whenever they go out and interact with their life, right? So since they know that you own a Trio Entertainment, if they meet a sick DJ, who do you think they're letting know? You, right?
Exactly.
And that's only created by bringing your best foot forward and being the best damn person you can be every day.
Absolutely. And again, like you touched on the business, right? Like it absolutely works there. Even when establishing connections with one another, you don't know. There's so many entrepreneurs out there, and there's so many fascinating minds and intelligent people out there that we don't utilize.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Because you write them off, which is the stupidest thing you can possibly do. And people, I don't know why salesmen do this, but if somebody walks in with looking with bummy clothes, they assume they can't afford things. And that is so stupid. Why would you ever assume that?
So, cool story. I mean, it's like we said, it's all about putting your best foot forward and approaching people the same, right? That's literally what it is. You're treating everyone with that respect and what they deserve, right? A good manager of mine, district manager, he's working in a sales environment, and he had a customer walk in, it was close to close. He didn't want to deal with them. They didn't look bummy. Well, they did look bummy, sorry. And
so they didn't look like they were buying a lot of stuff.
Yeah. And he's like, you know what, screw it. I'm not going to deal with them.
Yeah.
But little did he know, the sales associate that did talk to him ended up getting a sale that was 10 times what he could have imagined. Yeah. Right? He actually owned his own business and got this.
Yeah.
It added up, and he was kicking himself in the ass for it, right?
And so oftentimes if people walk in with construction clothes, this is something that's personal to me because my dad is someone who works in construction.
Definitely.
They're instantly written off, which is so dumb. So never do that because, even if you don't value them as the same level of professional, everybody has, so my dad builds pools, for example. So everybody has a backyard. Do you know what I mean? Even if you know what I mean? So why would you cut that relationship off? Not to mention, for a specific example that I'm referring to is, so he went in to buy something for my stepmom. Okay. He went in his work clothes, so he looked bummy. Right? Yep. They assumed that he was just a regular worker. Little did they know he owns the company. So he was trying to spend thousands of dollars. And then they pulled that on him. So he went to the other store and then spent more money because of the principle.
Absolutely.
So it's stuff like that. You have to bring your best foot forward into every situation. Otherwise, you're limiting yourself.
You really are. I mean, go on. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Is that it's so important and it's universal. So say even if you're in high school, let's apply this to anything. So things always come back, right? It's a cycle of everything. So if you help someone out, people remember things. So even if it's the weird kid in class, I don't care. Be nice to him. Even selfishly, like I mentioned earlier, Buddy may turn into a CEO. You never know. And he may remember that you were the only kid who was nice to him in elementary school. These are pretty simple principles we're referring to, but they do have major impacts.
It's the reality of it. I mean, you never know who's going to do what with their life, where they're going to go with it, right? You don't know.
No.
Everyone, when we say put your best foot forward, it doesn't mean just being nice to people.
Yeah.
It means being on time. It means it means being courteous. It's respecting other people's time too, right?
Yeah.
If you think about it, for someone to take their day off and come see you or make plans with you, that's them going out of their way.
Yeah.
People have busy lifestyles nowadays. You have to have a busy lifestyle if you're gonna make money.
100%. And I should have put that into more context, is that it's not simply just being nice, it's everything, right? Because little do you know that people are watching, right? And now with the access to social media and the internet, tracking people or even checking up on how they were, even in previous, is incredibly easy to do. So all this stuff matters, man. Like, you always get preached by your parents and your teachers that employers are looking at your social media and whatnot. But even beyond them, like, other people can look at your social media, and if you come across as being rude to people, maybe you're cyberbullying someone, instantly you're writing yourself off. Maybe someone that may make someone shy away from working with you.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, it makes a huge difference. It really shows your character, how you present yourself, right? Like, the way I see it is, if you're out there putting your best foot forward, being nice to people, respecting other people's time, etc., what it shows on your part is it shows more so your character and who you are as an individual, right? And I think that's when they say it takes a certain kind of person to do well, because you have to have those traits. You need to be considerate. You need to understand. You need to have the empathy. It's all encompassing. And
the most important thing that you have to remember is, I don't care what industry you're in, everything comes down to relationships. If you're someone that people value having a relationship with you, it's only going to be positive for your development, whether it's career, personal, whatever. At the end of the day, people run the world, and people surround themselves with others who make them feel good and feel valued. So always keep that in mind in whatever you ever do. You know what I'm saying?
Enough emphasis?
I had to do it, bro. A few exclamation points on that, because this is the point we're trying to drive home. And don't worry, with all these, we're going to keep them under 20 minutes. So we're almost wrapping it up. But we are trying to drive home the point that this stuff matters. And even the things that you don't think matter, when you make a conscious effort and actually take a time to think about them, the trickle-down effect, like I mentioned earlier, is mental. Like, it goes on and on and on. So if you bring your best foot forward, you're only giving yourself the best option to achieve whatever it is you want to do, because nobody's dream is better than the others, but you're limiting yourself if you're not bringing your best foot forward as often as you can.
Think about how many times you smile walking down the street.
Yeah.
Right? It's a very small
but
example.
That's the whole point of it.
Think about it, right? How many people more are going to approach you?
Yeah. That's true.
You're open-minded, you're smiling, you're open. People want to talk to you. People want to
100%.
communicate with you. The more conversations you have lead to the more outcomes you have, right? And now when we look at it from a business perspective, the more people you network with, the bigger your network grows.
Yeah.
Say you need something in a different industry that, you know what, you're not strong in.
Yeah.
No, we've emphasized this before. Not every entrepreneur is going to be strong in everything they do.
No.
But it's about having that relation with others and having that respect where, you know what, if they need something, they can come to you and you can go to them.
Yeah.
Right? That we've talked about this before. Again, it's about showing value to one another.
Yeah.
But that comes with how you present yourself.
Yeah.
Who you are as an individual.
That's a huge thing, is making yourself approachable. Because with us, most people walk through their day with their headphones in and they're totally isolated. Not allowing exactly. No, yeah. That's a great way of putting it, is they're on mute. So if by opening yourself up, smiling, because that's so rare now. Like, if I smile at someone, I honestly get a dirty look.
Really?
Isn't that weird? Like, most often, if I do that, people are like, or occasionally they'll be like, yeah, that's something that we've been missing.
The way I see it is, they're like, oh, do I know you?
Yeah, that's true too. But often it is lacking. So smile, open yourself up, be more receptive to being communicated with, and having these type of relationships is what we're saying.
Yeah.
So I think we basically covered it up. This is the first episode of Talk It Out, something we're trying out.
Tell us how you like it.
Yeah. And again, Instagram handles below. Click the subscribe button. And if you're listening onto this through the podcast app, rate it 5 stars and leave a review. I will love you if you do that. Thank you so much. This is Ben signing off, or Benjamin, whatever you like, whatever your flavor. And this is
Sunny Nakra. You can find the Instagram handle below as well as the website, and we'll have all your information there.
So thank you guys so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed this new thing we're trying out. It's going to be coming on every off week of interviews, so look out for this and see what we talk it out next.
Take care.
Cheers.